yeah, we're functioning. Like, it's actually functioning as a greenhouse. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Hi guys, and welcome back to this extremely grey and dreary day. This is a real test of the new microphone because it's blowing a hoolie out here. And as you can see behind me, the sleepers are now in place. Done the measurements and it looks good. You'll see inside there, I've got 2 potting tables. Those we got from the garden where we got the greenhouse. As you can see, they were kind of built to fit in the greenhouse. And once the greenhouse is up, you can't get them in. So they've got to go in first and then the greenhouse has got to go over the top. So the second table here is stood on the sleeper at the moment. So I'm just going to cut it down. I think I'm going to just take a bit off the sides and it should fit in there quite nicely. So I've got about half an hour down here today to do that, and then hopefully tomorrow we can look at getting the greenhouse actually on that base and actually secured in. I've ordered a replacement for the glass that was broken. I've just got some polycarbonate. The greenhouse that I picked up, I've discovered, is a really awkward size. So normally each of these bays would be about 60mm. You can then get 2 foot by 2 foot glass panes, and you can find them everywhere. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace going for free, going for like £1 here and there. But these are 74mm. I discovered with a bit of research, there's a specific glass size called Dutch lights, and they're used in these really specific greenhouses, glass houses that are always there. I mean, they look beautiful. They're these amazing structures, but they're normally taller than these bays as well. So I don't know what is going on with this greenhouse. I don't know why it's the proportions that it is. It's very frustrating and difficult to get hold of glass for it. Glass isn't exactly standard size either. All the glass that we've got is all slightly different sizes. They're not all the same. It might be a bit of a puzzle putting it back together, but we'll try. We'll see. So yeah, today I'm just going to get the tables cut to size and we'll go from there. And just like that, we have our tables. It's getting pretty horrible now and I'm just about starting to lose the light. So I'm gonna head home, hopefully come back tomorrow. We'll get the greenhouse on the base. The time is finally here, it's finally upon us. Today I'm doing the greenhouse. So first things first, I've got to get the sleepers secured. Got some little L brackets, and then we've got to try and get this over the tables, which are gonna have to stay in there, and then we can fix it down and get glazing. So the good news is the frame is on, the L brackets are securing the frame together, it all fits nicely. The bad news is there are loads of little fiddly bits that I completely forgot about, which are endlessly frustrating. Like the Louvre windows, the vented system that we've got is an absolute pain to get back in. That's taken us the best part of an hour, and now we've got to do the window. And to do that, we've got to take out one of these cross beams and then slot it back in. And none of the sockets we have fit the nuts and bolts, and it's a right pain, but we're getting there. We are getting there. So 5 hours later, and we've just about fixed the frame. There were loads of bits, like I say, that we'd forgotten about. Bits that were upside down that we didn't realize, and loads of little bolts that just weren't tight enough. Yeah, it's been 5 hours and we're finally ready to start glazing. It's about 3 o'clock now. So we'll get as much glass on as we can, and hopefully we'll get it done before nightfall. Jess is just about ready to kill me. I think she's had enough. Wish us luck. I lied when I said it was ready. We forgot to do the roof, the window, and we just put it in finally. It was hell, and then we realised it's upside down. So now we got to do it again. Oh, and then we got to screw the base in. I hadn't done that either. And then we can glaze it. So it's hit 4:30 and we are admitting defeat. We did manage to get 4 panes in, finally figured out how the clips worked. It's really tough in that glass house. Like, it doesn't seem like the clips we've got are quite right. We've got 2 kinds. One is really flimsy and they seem to barely hold the pane in, and the other is really thick, and they're just, you have to put an incredible amount of pressure on the glass, and it's very nerve-wracking, and our fingers are, they're both like shot. So yeah, with those two walls done, those 4 panes, those 2 bays done, we're calling it quits, and hopefully we'll be able to get down here tomorrow and finish the rest off, but we'll see. Hey guys, what's up? So it's been 3 days since the last clip. Unfortunately, I had a bit of an accident and I dropped my phone, which is, if you know me, very on brand. I go through phones like they're going out of fashion, and this one I had a nice big case on it, but I had to start taking the case off to film. So yeah, and it fell on, there's a metal pole back there somewhere. It landed screen down, smashed straight on it. So that's why I've not filmed for a little while. But the good news is that there has been a lot of progress on the greenhouse. So I'm beginning to lose count of how many total days we've spent on this now. Sunday we were up here putting it back together and we got those first 4 panes in. Then Monday we took the day off work and I was really confident we'd get it all done. We got the majority of the glass in, and then yesterday I came up with the polycarbonate and I started trying to fit that together, and now I'm back today. Today is Wednesday. We started it on Sunday proper. So yeah, today there's a few bits I've got to do, and I'll just show you what we've done so far. To be completely honest with you, none of this was easy really. This greenhouse has been an absolute headache from start to finish. The glass is all slightly different sizes. There are a lot of panels like this one that we would put in place, and then we'd get the second one and realise, oh, that one doesn't fit. But you've got to clip it in first and size it up properly. And then you realise after you put 2 more in the top and they don't fit, then you realise you've got one that's at the bottom that's just slightly too small. So you've got to put that to one side, wait until you find one that's slightly too big, somewhere else, all that kind of stuff. So it was a real headache. We got most of the sides in, we got the louver panel done. One of these had slipped. There's a really complicated mechanism and it was really tight, and it had slipped all the way down, and it took, I mean, the best part of an hour just getting that back to the right place. This piece I'm not very happy with, the back at the middle. We managed to find 3 panes. There's 3 panes in here. I think they were meant to be here, but I've had to put this little bit of plastic in at the top for now. It's not very rigid. My fingers can fit through there, so I might have to get some bubble wrap or something on that. The biggest headache of all, I think, has been these triangular corner pieces. This is the only one that I've been able to get to fit. And the rest that I've got, they just don't fit. None of them fit. I've got one that's just tiny. You know, it's too small on all sides. The other 2 are too big. They just don't fit in. So luckily, the polycarbonate that I ordered, I've got just enough to hopefully cut those triangles out. In terms of glass, that's mostly in. So I'm going to put one of the polycarbonate panels up here, and I'm going to put one of the offcuts of the polycarbonate on that one there, and then we've got a piece of glass for the window, which I'm hoping will go back in. The window is just so difficult, it's ridiculous. I've got 2 full panels of polycarbonate here, quite a nice fit. The door is missing a piece as well. This is this is meant to have a glass panel in, but the door works, which is great. That took a while to get working. And inside you can see we've got the tables set up. They're both going to go on this side here. So the polycarbonate I ordered is 4mm twin wall. It's pretty standard stuff that you can get anywhere. It wasn't cheap. It was about £12, I think. But I think that's a pretty good price considering the cheapest glazier quote I got was £12 for 1 single pane. So half of that. I've got them configured as well on this side, which is opposite the prevailing wind. So the prevailing wind will hit the back of the greenhouse. As the wind comes through the greenhouse, these bits at the front will flex more and relieve the pressure, as opposed to letting the pressure build up. The twin wall was custom ordered for the sizing of this greenhouse. As I mentioned before, it's a really weird sizing. So we got the right sizes, but it's just ever so slightly too big, which was deliberate on my part, just in case. I'll show you up here as well. The frame, which I hadn't quite realized, is quite buckled here. Even if we had the glass to go in here, it wouldn't have been a nice fit at all. So actually being able to put the plastic in here and kind of cut a custom groove in it that fits the line of this is actually quite ideal. So I'm going to crack on getting this plastic cut to size. A bit awkward and it takes longer than I'd like to, but we're getting there. It's really, really close now. You can actually stand inside it, and I just want to get it done. I just want to get it finished. It's hay fever season. I will just say, if you're doing this at home, the most important thing that I've learned about cutting this twin wall stuff is to be careful how much pressure you apply. If you apply too much pressure, it will crack and split. So be very gentle with it, be patient. Okay, moment of truth. That is pretty much perfect. It's on, the clips are in, and honestly I cannot believe what a perfect cut that was. I am naff at cutting accurately. Nope. So, two mistakes. The first, very on brand for me, the cut's wrong. It's a bit too fat down the bottom, silly mistake, doesn't quite fit. Mistake number two is that this side is the one that has the UV protection, and that's part of what this film is, it's keeping that protective layer safe. I've cut it this way, so this side would be exposed to the UV and I believe it would degrade. Can you read this? Always install this side up or outside. So yes, unfortunately that cut was a waste of time. We live and learn. I think I might be done for the day. Go home, have a cup of tea, forget about it. It's not the end of the world, is it? We'll get there eventually. I'm slightly anxious about leaving the greenhouse with gaping holes in it, but the weather forecast is lovely for the next week. Got lots of time in the evenings after work, so should be sorted before any high winds come through and threaten to make me sad. It's 2 days later. I've skipped ahead because holy cow, the footage was really boring. We basically spent a whole day doing a couple of fiddly little bits, like this back panel behind me. We spent some time on the roof and it wasn't good. It wasn't good stuff. We have all of the awkward corner pieces in. We have a Louvre vent. Ooh, lovely. We have a functioning window. Nice. There's still some things to do. I've got to seal off the polycarbonate with some breather tape to try and stop it getting all mouldy and full of like insects and stuff like that. And there's some work to do on the floor. Just a mud floor at the moment. Need to get some liner or some gravel or some paving slabs or something like that just to make it look a bit nicer. But yeah, we're functioning. Like, it's actually functioning as a greenhouse. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Well guys, I can't even begin to describe the feeling of contentment that I'm feeling right now. Like, it's just felt like this has gone on for an incredibly long time. We first picked this up back in September, and it's always just seemed like a kind of way away goal that we'd finally have it up one day. And it's finally done. And the feeling sitting inside it is just so nice. It really is so nice. I feel really lucky to have this place. So yeah, there's still lots to do, but for now it feels like a massive milestone and I'm just gonna enjoy it. So thanks for watching, thanks for joining me on the journey, and stay tuned to see it come together and actually look a bit pretty, hopefully.